less than 10 years, General Dynamics Corporation has grown to almost 50 times its original size. Today, this unique industrial complex produces nuclear submarines to guard the nation, building materials for the newest construction techniques, aircraft for defense, for passengers and for cargo, coal for the nation's industry and utilities, missiles for defense, and space vehicles for research, mechanical equipment, motors to turn the wheels of industry, industrial and medical gases for 100 uses, electronics for the home, industry and defense, nuclear reactors for research and for power generation. General Dynamics today is blazing trails in almost a dozen growing industries, turning out more than 100 kinds of products and thousands of individual items. In this short review, we will touch on a very few of the many things going on within General Dynamics now. $35,000 tons of rock were blasted loose then, as they are every 2 to 3 days at this limestone quarry here in Thornton, Illinois. Covering 1,300 acres with enough stone for another 100 years, this quarry is one of 5 operated by General Dynamics through its Material Service Division, the leading supplier of building materials in the Chicago area. More than 50 different sizes or combinations of stone, ranging from 6-inch chunks to powder-fine dust, are shipped to meet the specifications of the customers in the 3-state area served by the Thornton Quarry. An average day's shipment from this quarry runs about 1,200 truckloads and 100 carloads, a daily total of about 26,000 tons. Annual production runs from 4 to 6 million tons. A building boom involving hundreds of buildings, miles of roadway, changing the face of downtown Chicago, and Material Service Yard 1 on the Chicago River is supplying a lot of the concrete for the facelifting. To keep up with the constantly growing demand for concrete, automation has been introduced into the construction business. The plant operator, who has the order for each truck, inserts a punch card into his control panel, pushes a button, and produces concrete exactly tailored to the customer's needs. Material Service can provide the customer, at the lowest possible price, the best possible service. Service unmatched by any competitor. The Division Navy, operated by Material Service, has about 90 barges, 5 towboats. The Marine Department is responsible for keeping most of Material Service's 35 distribution plants around the Chicago area supplied with sand, gravel, and stone. The fleet moves some 4 million tons a year of the division's own supplies, acts as a towing contractor for other companies, moving an additional 1 million tons of grain, gasoline, coal, and other commodities for other companies. Aluminum sandwich curtain walls for modern multi-story buildings are produced at Canadair Limited. To prove their ability to withstand any extremes of weather conditions, panels are tested under the simultaneous onslaught of the hot flame of a jet exhaust and a high-pressure fire hose. This modern office building in downtown Montreal is one of the first structures which will benefit from the rugged requirements of the General Dynamics curtain walls. From within this complex at General Atomic Division outside San Diego have already come many new concepts for the peaceful use of nuclear energy. One of the most exciting is the high-temperature gas-cooled reactor, designed to generate electricity competitively with fossil fuels. A technician carefully positions a fuel sample in a critical assembly. When 2 parts of a low-power critical assembly join, they initiate a nuclear chain reaction. This is part of a series of tests to prove out the physics characteristics of the first HTGR, a 40,000 kilowatt pilot plant which will be built at Peach Bottom, Pennsylvania for the Philadelphia Electric Company and 52 other utilities organized as the High Temperature Reactor Development Associates. Sections of the fuel element containing uranium and thorium carbide dispersed in graphite are assembled to test their ability to withstand high temperatures and high pressures, as well as intense radiation. A half-size plexiglass model of an HTGR core is assembled to test flow characteristics of the coolant gas. The HTGR concept has also been selected by the Empire State Atomic Development Associates, a group of 7 New York State utility companies, for a development program directed toward ultimate construction of a much larger power station of 300,000 to 500,000 kilowatts. Already in operation or being installed at more than 20 locations around the world is the Triga Research and Training Reactor. The latest model, a Triga Mark F, which can be flashed to a peak of 1.5 million kilowatts, opens new research opportunities wherever short, high-intensity pulses of nuclear radiation are required. Another program of great importance is the direct conversion of heat into electricity. Here, tests are conducted to develop the emitter element of a cesium cell direct conversion device. A hot press using hydraulic pressure and extremely high temperatures is utilized to form new high-temperature components. In this case, powdered uranium carbide and zirconium carbide. As temperature and pressure increase, the sample goes from red to white heat. General atomic scientists are working toward important increases in efficiency of direct conversion devices in the near future. In another experiment, the rate at which tested materials vaporize at very high temperature is checked. Metallurgists constantly test new candidates searching for the answers that may one day make direct conversion systems competitive with power generating systems now in use. Now on operational status with the Strategic Air Command is the world's fastest bomber, the Supersonic B-58 Hustler, produced by General Dynamics' Convair Fort Worth plant. Shortly after joining the Air Force, the B-58 showed how fast it really could fly. In a run verified by the National Aeronautics Association, the B-58 broke 6 world records, 5 of them formerly held by Russia. Carrying a payload of more than 2 tons, the Hustler hit a top speed of 1,430 miles an hour. This sleekly triangular weapon system can deliver a nuclear knockout with pinpoint accuracy at more than twice the speed of sound. Extra fuel for added range and the nuclear bomb are housed within the disposable armament pod the Hustler carries beneath its slender body. The Hustler not only flies at stratospheric altitudes well out of enemy reach, but also can slash in at nearly sonic speed a few hundred feet off the ground, unseen by enemy radar. Through its subsidiary, the Freeman Coal Mining Corporation, General Dynamics is the nation's 7th largest commercial producer of coal, with annual production of more than 6 million tons. Freeman's coal operations are fully automated. Today's coal miner rarely touches the product. It is cut, sorted, graded, washed, and loaded by powerful modern equipment. To meet increasing demand for coal from industry and utilities, Freeman is activating its Orient No. 5, the nation's most modern mine, adding to 3 already operating in the rich coal fields of Illinois. Electronic products are becoming an increasingly important part of General Dynamics operations. Earl D. Johnson, president of General Dynamics, explains one recent move in this area.
Here is General Dynamics' first product, or more properly, the first product to be marketed under the General Dynamics electronics label. It is an engineering drafting machine designed and manufactured by the Information Technology Division of General Dynamics Electronics. This unit, which is capable of producing complex engineering drawings by electronic beams in less than 1/2 a second using information supplied by a computer, is typical of the highly advanced products of our newest division. Now, we created General Dynamics Electronics because our overall volume in this area had become so large that it appeared wise to concentrate in one division the research, production, and sales effort of all of our electronic end products. Ours and the industry's rate of growth has been such that we are confident that this new division will mean for us a much larger share of the electronics market. General Dynamics Electronics, which incorporates the former Stromberg-Carlson division together with the separable electronics operations of other General Dynamics units, consists of 4 operating divisions. 3 of these are in Rochester and 1 on the West Coast.
The Model 4020 Mr. Johnson introduced can convert masses of computer data into immediately visual and usable form. Bits of information are transformed on this tube into graphs, charts, or mechanical drawings at the rate of 15,000 points per second, instantaneously photographed on microfilm for immediate use by scientists or technicians. Depending upon the programming, the photograph can be the design of an electronic logic circuit such as this, or a drawing for a new part to be made on automatically programmed machine tools. Today, Dynamics produces many kinds of electronic equipment, from ultra-miniature block circuits to missile tracking systems, stereophonic high-fidelity sets, high-speed electronic printers, giant antennas, and personal paging systems, sonar systems, single sideband radio, and computer readout display systems. One new product is this high-speed electronic mail sorter built by Canadair Limited, which is now undergoing evaluation by the Canadian Post Office. Preliminary coding starts a sorting system that will direct each letter to its particular destination of province, city, and street number. Capable of handling more than 30,000 letters an hour, it is a vast improvement over tedious and time-consuming hand sorting. The new mail sorter is designed to make the delivery of mail faster and more accurate. This conventional 100-line telephone switchboard, occupying 635 square feet of space, dramatically emphasizes the possibilities of electronic advances when compared with this new Dynalogic electronic switchboard, which occupies only 8 square feet, yet performs the same functions more swiftly and more reliably. Electronic switching makes possible more efficient use of carrier cables, so that one wire can carry many more signals and with less distortion. Waiting time after dialing is reduced to microseconds, and calls can be transferred by coded dialing. In tune with the new switching equipment is Dynamics' new lightweight decorator design petite telephone. Already in use, or going to more than 2,000 communities in America from Ocala, Florida to Kotzebue, Alaska, it is proving a popular sales booster for the corporation's telephone company customers. Available in several pastel colors, it fits in with any decor. Lightweight and good-looking, it also features a light-up dial. The Convair 880 jet passenger transport, the most comfortable and fastest of passenger planes flying, is in commercial service with 3 major airlines, serving scores of cities across the country. At New York's Idlewild Airport, all 3 lines converge. Delta Airlines flies the 880 to Atlanta, New Orleans, and Houston. Northeast Airlines covers the eastern seaboard from Montreal to Miami. Transworld Airlines uses the 880 on transcontinental routes. In its first year of service, this aircraft has proved immensely popular with passengers, the operating airlines, and the pilots themselves. Captain William H. Tex Butler, senior pilot with Transworld Airlines, tells us why.
Captain, how do you like the Convair 880?
Jim, I really like it. It's a wonderful airplane. All the pilots I've talked to like it. I think it's probably the most popular airplane there is from a pilot standpoint to fly. They all love it.
And how do the passengers like it?
Well, Jim, TWA's received more letters about the Convair from passengers than any airplane, new airplane, that's just been put into service.
You made a record on the Chicago-New York run the other day, didn't you, Captain?
Yeah, an hour and 11 minutes from off the ground to on the ground for a little over 800 miles. Came out at one time we had a ground speed of 849 miles per hour.
Now being tested is the larger, faster Convair 990. Increased size and fuel capacity gives the 990 greater range and will permit her to be used on longer routes than the medium to short range for which the 880 was designed. More powerful aft fan jet engines and a sharply swept wing give the 990 outstanding flight capability. The 990 will be easily distinguished from all other passenger planes by the canoe-shaped anti-shock bodies on the upper wing surface, which increase aerodynamic efficiency. When it goes into commercial service toward the end of 1961, it will be the fastest and finest of all passenger aircraft. Rounding out the Dynamics family of passenger aircraft is the Canadair 540, designed for feeder lines serving routes too short for jets. This one is being delivered to Quebec Air, a Canadian airline which serves the Gaspé Peninsula. An adaptation of the highly popular post-war Convair liner, the 540 is powered by turboprop engines to provide high-speed, propeller-driven service that dovetails with jet trunkline service. Nuclear submarine construction at the corporation's Groton, Connecticut shipyard continues under forced draft, as undersea vessels play an increasingly important role in the nation's defense plans. Here, the high-speed attack submarine Scorpion points her bow seaward on her maiden sea trials. Scorpion is the second ship of the Skipjack class, the Navy's fastest, most maneuverable submarines. Both were built in the Dynamics yard. In fact, General Dynamics has been the prototype designer and builder for almost all of the Navy's nuclear ships. Submarines follow each other with increasing rapidity down electric boat division ways. The keel is laid for the first of a new type of missile-firing submarine, the Lafayette. As a gesture of international amity, Monsieur Hervé Alphand, French ambassador to the United States, takes part in an old custom, burning his initials in the keel of the ship named for the French-American hero. A few weeks earlier, another ceremony marks the launching of the USS Ethan Allen, a new Polaris submarine named for a famous American and clears the ways for another ship. Mrs. Robert H. Hopkins, great-great-great-granddaughter of Ethan Allen, swings a ceremonial bottle of champagne that sends the powerful new missile submarine, third launched by General Dynamics, down the launching ways. In the same month, the first nuclear-powered hunter-killer submarine, the USS Tullabee, was commissioned.